Hello, I'm Raiden. You might also know me as Firebird Gaming, and welcome to a brand new video. This is the first video regarding Genshin Impact in my channel, and I haven't been posting for a long time. So I shifted to PC from mobile gaming, and that's why I haven't been posting anything. But I've been playing Genshin Impact for 2 or 3 weeks about, and I really like the game. There are a lot of mechanics that people might know or might not know. A lot of things that people question each other about, like how do I get better stuff, how do I get more 5 stars and such. One of those questions I'll be answering today, and that's how you can save more resin, how you should be saving your fragile resins, when you should be spending them, and how you can make the most
Have
out
you
of your
heard?
fragile resin.
The rite of parting.
So let us quickly move on. Let's quickly go to the adventurous guild, talk to Catherine, and I want to show you guys something.
Add Astra.
So if we scroll back to rank 2, you can see that until we hit adventure rank 10, we actually don't get any kind of fragile resin. Now, if you don't know what fragile resin does, is a single fragile resin will replenish 60 original resin, which can be used to collect the rewards from weekly bosses, um, the normal hypostasis, Righteous Vines, and such bosses which are not daily. You can spend them on leyline outcrops, and you can also use them on domains. Now, fragile resin is one of those resources in the game which you won't be getting in an infinite amount. You will be getting them in a sort of a finite amount, and that amount will be really low because this thing is like really powerful. So let's just check how much resin you can get until the marginal point, the point where you should start spending them. So let's see from when we hit AR10. Sorry for my speaking, I'm kind of nervous for this. After when we hit adventure rank 10, we get the prototype rancor. We don't get anything else. Once we hit AR12, we get our first fragile resin. And for the from like AR12 to 20, every 2 other levels you get 1 resin. After you've hit AR20, every level you'll be getting single resin. Once you hit AR25, you'll be getting 2 resin, 1 resin extra, and that thing continues until you hit AR30, sort of, because you can see in AR27 and AR29 you get 1 extra. So this, and after you hit AR30, you actually start getting 2 fragile resins every time you level up. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Until AR30, you are getting 24 total resins from just leveling up. After you've hit AR30, then from AR30 until AR60 or whatever your level is, you'll be getting 2 resins every single time you level up. Every single time your adventure rank goes up. Now there is one more way of getting the resins. That is actually, a lot of people don't know this, but it's actually from your birthday. So this is unchangeable. Every time this date comes up, my birthday, you can see it's on 4th of November. Every time the 4th of November is going to come, one cake will be sent to me via the mail, and that cake will give you 1 resin. Now, if you are a new player, I highly recommend you keep your birthday the next day or the day you have opened your account. Then right away you can get that extra resin, save it up for later on. The other way of getting resin is actually you need to pay some money, and you can see I have just for that single cause. It's from the Nostikheim or the Battle Pass. Now, if you are free to play, you still get some resin. Like here, you're getting 1 once you hit level 5. You're getting another in level 15. Every 10 level, you will get 1 resin. That means I think 5 resins, 5 fragile resins. Now, if you like do have the Nostikheim, the Battle Pass, you'll be getting double that. You'll be getting 10 resin every time you complete this Battle Pass. So that's another good little boost. On that, you're getting a ton of resources for leveling up your weapons. You're getting a lot of Mora. You can see you get almost thrice the amount of rewards you'll get from unlocking the Nostikheim rather than only using the Sojourner's Battle Pass or the free-to-play pass. That's why I took the Battle Pass. It's really worth for money. It's just $10. It's really worth for money. I also have the Welkin, which I'll talk about in a different video. So what do you want to do with this resin? Fragile resins are nothing like anything that you can say, oh, it just replenishes 60 resin. Just replenishes 60 resin. Every time I do something, a domain low with lay line outcrop or beat the heck out of a boss, you spend that resin, you use another fragile, and boom, now you can kill that boss or do the outcrop or do the domain again. No, you do not want to do that. I have done that mistake, and now I'm gonna suffer in the future. I think I have what, almost 20? I have 27 resins, thanks to the battle pass. I have only 27 resins. I've used like 15 of them. This is not what you want to be doing. Why? Let me tell you something.
Haven't you heard?
A lot of you may know, but there's actually a deeper lore to this. So you can see that in Realm of Masteries, number one, let me teleport to that. I'll be able to show you guys more properly what I'm trying to show you here. So this domain is actually a domain for your talent leveling up materials. The materials you're going to be needing for leveling up your talents. I hope you do know what talent is. If you don't know, then, well, now you know. So you see, this opens once you hit like AR, I think it's AR 30. So once you've hit AR 30, AR 30. Oh no, it doesn't open at AR 30. This opens at AR 25. See the recommended party level? So it's always like nearly the maximum amount of the maximum level of your characters can reach. So this one is your maximum party level can reach 60, which means it's once you've hit AR 35. This one is once you've hit AR 40. That means 71, which means 80. This one is when you've hit AR 45. See, it says AR 45 because once you hit AR 45, you can ascend your characters to level 90, which is not worth it. I'll be talking about that a little bit later. So you can see the amount of resources you'll be getting. So when you're at AR 25, you only get one of these, one teaching of the lad, like not one of these, only I think two of these. And once you've hit AR 30, you get the guide to Balad. This is also this is actually not guaranteed to drop, right? Once you've hit AR, what is this called? AR 40. Once you hit AR 40, the drop rate of Guide to Ballad is guaranteed. It will drop, and in multiple amounts. Once you've hit AR 45, you get to get the Philosopher's Ballad. This is the 4-star one, and you're going to be needing this once you hit AR 45 a lot, because this is the thing you're going to be needing in order to level up your talents. What are talents? These are the most important things you should be leveling up before you hit AR 45. Every time you ascend your characters, the border limit for upgrading these talents actually increases. So my Razor is C6, that's why these are blue color. That means because of having some extra constellations, the levels of my skill and burst have gone 3 levels up than normal. So at this rate, where am I am right now, I can take my Steel Fang, my normal attack. So I think at 8, I'm sort of new to this game, but I do understand a lot of things. I think 8 or 9, right? 8 or 9, and this can be taken to 12 because of those constellations. Now, suppose I want to upgrade my normal attacks, my physical attacks. See, I'm going to be needing the Valence Claw. That's one more thing. And I'm going to be needing the Philosopher's Resistance, the Golden Book. It's a 4-star, but it's a Golden Book. So I'm going to be needing this and 4 of these. And drops of these things are not guaranteed if you don't use Convex Resins. The drops are not guaranteed. You're going to be needing 20 resins in order to redeem this, but if you want to almost like guarantee the drop of that book, then you're going to be needing a condensed resin. Now, also one more thing that happens at AR45 is you can farm a hell of a lot better artifacts. And why? I'll be showing you that. Let's go to any of these artifact domains. There are multiple artifact domains in this place, in the map. So let us quickly come here. Oh, it's all the same shenanigans. This opens at what? AR 30. This opens at AR 30. This opens at AR 35. This opens at AR 40. This will open at AR 45. All right. So you can see when I'm at AR 30, the best I can get, and it's not even guaranteed. These are guaranteed at that time. The best I can get is these 4 stars. Now the 4 stars are like a choke in your neck. Why? I'll be telling you that just a little bit later. Once you hit AR 35, the drop rates increase a little bit more. Now you're guaranteed to get one of these, the purple ones, and these will be in there as well, just in a larger amount, you'll be getting more Mora. That's of course the basic sign that you'll be getting more stuff. And once you've hit AR 40, you'll be getting the purple ones, the 4-star ones will be guaranteed, and there will be a 1 in 3 chance of getting the 5-star ones. Now the 5-star ones are really important. You want to get them, right? Let me show you the artifacts. What happens, alright? So every time you get a 4-star, it's guaranteed that it will have 2 of its base substats unlocked. It will have 2 of its substats previously revealed. Now, why do you want? Why are these substats so important? You go to the 5-star, you see that there are at least 3. Most of the time, there are 4. If I can show you one, see this one. There are 4, right? This one has 4. Now, that's the thing. Because you want good substats, all right? You want good substats. These are the feather and the flower are fixed. The feather gives you like a flat stat attack in its main stat, and the flower gives you flat stat HP in this main stat. You can see I have a really cracked flower here. Even though that's a flat stat defense, I have 17.3% attack percentage boost. I have a 5% crit damage increase and a 3.1%. I think one of the upgrades when I was leveling this up went to crit damage, and the rest of the 3 went to the attack one. So this one I remember had all 3. So there's a really rare chance. See this one. This one has 3 of its stats already revealed, right? So there's a really low chance. 3. This is another one that all 3 of its stats instead of 2 will be revealed previously. So what you want to do is you want to level this up to +4, +8, +2, any level. So every time any artifact gets leveled up by 4 levels, one of its substats will get a boost, will be leveled up. And if there isn't the maximum number of substat one artifact can hold, then you'll get a new substat. See, this has 3. The maximum you can hold is 4. And if you if I upgrade this to level 4, then I'll get an extra substat. Let me just show you with just for the sake of showing. I'm not going to use that. That's a really cracked thing. It has crit rate. See that? It's level 14. It says randomly upgrades 2 bonus levels. So that means like every time your artifact goes 4 level up, you're going to be getting an extra bonus substat. And if you already have all 4 of them, then one of them will get increased, upgraded. See, I have 3. I have 1 missing. So it's showing that adds 1 new bonus attribute. I'll be getting 1 new bonus. If it's an attack percentage, it will be really good, but I won't be using that because it's a shit cup. It has HP percentage in its main stat. Maybe this will be good for Barbara, but we'll see for that later. It does have really good substat, and if I get like attack percentage or energy recharge, it'll be good. But if I get anything else than that, it will be really bad. Even like HP percentage is good as a substat because it will help you be more tanky. It will help you absorb 1 more hit. That's like really crucial in the what's that called, Spiral Abyss. So that's what you want to do. You want to roll these. You want to roll these artifacts. You want to see what kind of substat you're going to be getting for the new one. The only issue is that this thing is like guaranteed. The 5-star ones are guaranteed to have all of their base stats revealed by default once you've hit AR 50, and once you've hit AR 55, they have like even better chance of dropping better stats. So you'll be seeing these flat stats, absolute shit stats, more or less, and you'll be seeing crit rates, energy recharges, attack percentages, and whatnot. Anything that is good for your characters a little bit more. You can't just sit here saving up your fragile resins until you hit AR 55. Now, can you? You can't survive that long without good artifacts. So what you want to do is you actually want to save some of your resins, if not all of your resins, for AR 45. Why? Because that's the point you can actually get the most out of your resins. Every time when you hit AR 45, every time you use those resins, every time you replenish your original resins, you're guaranteed to get a 5-star artifact. And who knows, it may become a cracked artifact. And if you get a cracked artifact, it will carry you a heck lot more than any normal artifact. It will carry you to like what, 5 AR ranks easy. That's how powerful these 5-star ones are. This one is related to the pyro characters. The lava worker is like it's useful if you're using all 4-piece set, but it's a choke because who wants resistance anyways? The Crimson Witch of Flame is always really powerful. You have pyro damage bonus with 2 set piece and increases overload and burning damage by 40%. Increases vaporize and melt damage. This is actually really good if you like if you are using melt with if you're using the melt combo, because it'll vaporize combo, pardon that, vaporize and both of them. Okay, I didn't really read that properly. It's gonna help you a lot. In fact, Crimson Witch of Flames is adored by a lot of these vaporize slash melt users. It deals a lot of damage. But that's the common trap, that is the common trap. People think that they should be saving up all of their fragile resins for Air 45. Now you really can do that. It's nothing that's gonna like change it will be the end of the world for you. It's not gonna change everything. If not, you'll be like getting a little bit more fragile resin recharge, because you can only replenish your resin 5 times every day, I think. Let me check that on once more. Yes, I think you can do that you can use only 5 resins per day, 5 fragile resins per day. So it's not that of a big deal, but you do have a lot more chance of getting better things. You can use those resins, replenish them, and get some condensed resin. Condensed resin drops gives you even better drops than the normal resin than using just 20 original resin. But the issue is you have to hit AR 45, right? You have to survive all of this. You have to beat your enemies in these domains. You can't even touch them, and they one-shot you every time. You can't afford to wait that long. You won't even hit AR 45. So what do you want to do? It is actually a good decision to use your resins, not the fragile resins. I would not suggest using fragile resins. Once you hit AR 40, to actually farm these. Now, before you hit AR 40, you do have some work to do. You have to choose 2 characters. Alright, you have to choose 2 characters you do want to level, not more than 2. Do not touch the Spiral Abyss before you hit AR 45 or AR 50. I'm gonna say it's actually not that worth. It's gonna cost you a lot of resources. You wanna up the character you want to be as your main damage dealer, your main DPS dealer, and then you want to up your support. For example, I am running Razor, right? I'm running Razor as my main DPS and running Venti as my burst DPS, because at this level Venti with burst DPS is good, and I have Amber for using combining it with Swarm, causing some pyro damage, and then I have this dude. And apparently, if you use Razor's E hold attack, it actually hits all of the enemies while they're on air while using Venti, and it actually causes overloading. And overload is a really good elemental reaction. That's the only good elemental reaction electrical element can do. It does quite a bit of damage, and it also creates an AoE explosion. That is actually really good, considering that every single enemy is going to be stuffed in one single spot when you're using Venti's burst. Sorry. So that's the combo I'm using. Once I get like something good, I'll be going for Melt or Vaporize, any one of them. I think I'll be going for Melt, I think, because I have Shongyun. I have Shongyun at a really good level. So that's my decision. So that's the thing you want to do. You do not want to level up every single character. Look, my Xiangling isn't even ascended twice. Micaiah, not even ascended twice. Lisa, same. Noel is ascended twice but isn't up anymore. My main character is ascended twice and is up a little bit. Beidou, I actually used her as my main DPS for some time. Shongyun, I need her as fire support for some times. Amber, I'm like stuck with her because I don't want to spend on Xiangling because I want to save those books. I have quite a lot of books. You can see almost 300 Heroes Wits and almost 400 Adventurers XP. I'm gonna save them for some new characters, and just like that, Barbara, she's ascended thrice, and
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my
kept
big
her
sister.
at level 70. I'll be ascending her soon, because once I ascend her, it unlocks a new talent that is Uncord. And I'll be ascending her soon. I'm gonna need some this Vernalized Right chunks and some cleansing hearts that the Oceanites drop. I have them covered. That's not a point. But why I am not upping Barbara? Because what if I get Bennett? Right? What if I get Bennett? I know they're like Bennett is going to take a long time to come as one of the 3 featured 4-star characters. But I think you can get Bennett even though it is not featured. You can get Bennett. See, you have a this drop rate of Bennett. You can get Bennett. That's why I have not upped her yet. What if I get Bennett? Then all of those books will go to waste, right? Upping Barbara from level 60 to level 70 is gonna take me at least 10 to 20 books, and 10 to 20 heroes wit is a lot. You get like 10 to 20 heroes wit will take my Bennett from level 1 to level 40 easily. That's how much difference it possesses. And also, I am hoarding up on Mora because why not? You're never gonna have a lot of Mora. That's the thing you want to be doing. You don't want to level up every single of your character. If you can do only 3, but that has to be specific. You have to have a good reason. Because I have cryo. I kept cryo because if I sometimes go to like Patui hunting, if I need those their insignias, then I can use the cryo one to actually damage the shields of those electro skirmishers. They are real tanky. They deal a lot of damage. They can dash up to you. That's the reason I have upped Chongyun, and also Chongyun is a really good character. Chongyun's E increases your attack speed, which is like the main way of increasing your DPS, your attack speed. Only a few characters have abilities that actually increase their attack speed. Razor's ult increases his attack speed. Chongyun's skill increases his attack speed within a certain radius, and that radius is really big. That's why I up Chongyun. So I had a really good reason why I need to up Chongyun, Razor, and Venti, right? That's what you want to do. You do not want to up every single character, even if you have like suppose you have invested on Razor, and voila, you got Ningguang. But you can see a really good characters on the dawn, just peeking at you, waiting for you to bring him home. You don't want to waste resources now. What do you? You want all the resources to go to the new character you really want. That's the main thing. You actually don't want to be using a resin randomly. You have to choose what characters you want to level up. You have to understand those characters. You want to see what their weaknesses are and what their strengths are. You want to increase. You want to get the artifact that actually increases their power. For Razor, everyone recommends 2-piece this Bloodstained Chivalry and 2-piece Glad, but Glad is really hard to get. You cannot get Glad by just doing domains. You need to kill bosses. That's why. And if you do want to do domains before AR45, then I always suggest you doing this one. I'll be on that later. And also, leveling up your Razor's talents is going to require you the guides, the books, and the philosophies of resistance. Now, today is Ballad, which is for, I think, Venti. Yep, it's for Venti. And you're going to make resistance books, right? You're going to make resistance books, so you have to hold on those books. Razor is a really good character. He's a attack character. If you can build him properly, hand him over this Notom Star Silver he's currently using, this guy, and he'll be more than happy. Give him a physical damage cup. He'll be really happy. Give him some attack boost. Um, Give him some attack boost. Get him some good constellations. He'll be like wanting to have, like he'll be really happy. That's how much pressure there is. And if you have C6 only like me, then I don't see why you're not using Razor. Razor has really great potential, though he kind of falls behind once you hit the end game. Like even now, I'm slowly crawling towards the end game, and he's not that really good anymore. He's not dealing much damage, but he still can carry me to some extent with some bit of support. So that's what you want to do. You don't want to spend randomly. You don't want to spend your resins randomly. Rather, use them efficiently. Even the original resins you get every day, you want to spend them. You want to spend them efficiently. You want to up 1 or 2 characters, like maximum 3 characters before you hit AR45, and that's about it. You do not want to spend randomly. So what do you understand from all of this is that save up your resins until AR45. You can farm artifacts, but not until you hit AR40. And after you hit AR40, you have to do this domain, which is called Clear Pool and Mountain Cavern, where you have a good chance of getting this golden Bloodstained Chivalry, 5-star Bloodstained Chivalry, and Noblesse Oblige, one of the most important artifact set in the game. Almost you can like slap these artifacts in almost every single character and they'll be happy, right? You only want to do this one, not anything else. If you're because you do want this Noblesse Oblige and Bloodstained Chivalry, there are a lot of characters which actually do physical damage. You'll be happy if you get this, right? And also the 4-piece set is also very cracked. Your charge attack increases by 50% and stamina cost is reduced to 0 for 10 seconds. That's like almost 25 seconds of continuous swirling around with your sword, your claymore, or like slashing and hacking through your enemies with normal with the sword, and using charge attacks. That costs a lot of stamina, if you know what I mean. Um, and you want to do only this one before you hit AR40. Before you hit after you hit AR40. Before you hit AR40, you have to pile up on these hero splits. You have to understand when you have to do this hero splits and when you have to do this Mora. Now, I suggest you do the Mora at the very early game, like really early game, before you even hit AR30, because you're gonna be needing a Mora a lot. You have to like chunk up all the Moras. You have to get all these Moras. You have to pile up on Moras. I have nearly 3 million Moras, and they won't be enough. Trust me, they'll just go poof in a moment of time. And you also want to do the Hero's Wit, and I highly recommend too not to use Hero's Wit randomly in every single character. Then you're not going to you won't have enough of these. Like I see many people they're happy to have even 300 of these once they're at AR50. Oh my god, I had recently like 400 of them at AR37 or 8, I think, because I knew if I wasted all of this on random characters, sure, they'll be giving me a faint fate every time I ascend them up, and ascending them up is the only part where you're going to be needing those resins, right? But that one single acquaint wish is not worth days and days worth of resin, days and days worth of grind. Now, are they? They are not. So you want to pile them up after you hit AR30, like a little bit more frequent than you'll be doing before you hit AR30. Before you hit AR30, you want to pile up all this as much as you can get, as much as you can get these Moras. And you also want to specify what kind of characters you'll be using as your main DPS, your sub DPS, and also one more character if you do want it. And then choose what kind of, and then understand what kind of talent level of materials they need, and only grind for those. You don't want to grind multiple talent level up once. And if you have the time, it's best to do them in the Sundays, right? It's very best to do them in the Sundays, because during the Sundays you can actually choose which of the rewards you want. And also like the other rewards, they also pop up on the other days throughout the week. So it's not that bad. It's not half bad. Also, you do want to do these trance domains. These domains, apart from the 3 weekly bosses, all of the 3 will be unlocked once you've hit AR35. Before you hit AR35, only like they're unlocked clearly. Once you hit AR30, I think this one opens. You can beat Storm Terror, or I think the Boreas. I forgot which one opens, but AR30, AR35, AR40. Serially, all of these 3 opens. Sorry, AR25, AR30, and AR35. All of these 3 serially opens. I think at AR25 this one opens, or this one. I totally forgot, but that's not the main point here. These are actually not that worth of grinding before you hit AR40, because before you hit AR40, you won't be getting actually these parts of their bodies or whatever this thing is. These are actually really necessary talent level of materials you're going to be needing. And also because these bosses are weekly bosses, which means you can only defeat them once. You only have the chance of getting these rewards once a week. It's like you must have them. You have to guarantee that you have these ones, because if 1 week goes by and if you don't get these, you're gonna be crying in the future, because only one of them requires you to level up one single level of talent for any character, or the character which requires such talent level of materials. It's like really fortunate if you get it. It's really, you need quite a bit of luck to get them before you hit AR50. Understand? That's why you have to do this, or at least AR40. At AR40, you're guaranteed these things, I think, or at least these things. Any of these 5 stars are guaranteed. And after you hit AR50, almost all of them are guaranteed except for the billets. That's why you have to do these what is called weekly bosses after you hit AR40, because these weekly bosses requires you 60 original resins, and 30 of them is going to require you 180. That's almost like you have to wait nearly 2 days just for the accumulation of 180 resin. That's a lot of resin, and over the time, that's going to pile up. That's going to pile up, and you're going to be falling behind with in a lot of resin. So I don't advise using these, like fighting these bosses, Devalin or Stormterror. He's also known as Boreas or Child. Before you've hit air 40, then you do have a good chance of getting these talent developed materials that you really need. I need this Devalin's Claw. I need this thing for leveling up the talent, the normal attack, which is the most important one when it comes to Razor. And I'm stuck. I don't have that. I'm stuck for another week. That's the issue. So the gist of the summary of this teaching of this video is that you do not want to grind for artifacts before you hit AR 40. Number 2 is you do not want to level up multiple characters. At most it's 3. You want to choose your main DPS, you want to choose your sub DPS or support, and any one extra that is actually worth leveling up, is actually really good, has a lot of potential, goes really good with your team comp. That one, not more than 3, even if you get a really cracked one, not more than 3, right? Because you want to save up those. If you get like a really cracked 5-star, then sure, go ahead, but still I do not recommend it. Then after you've decided what your main DPS character will be, you will be not changing that until you hit AR 45. You can, if you get like really cracked DPS dealer, you can keep them as your sub DPS, your burst DPS, whatever it is, but not as your main DPS dealer. You want to like identify which is your main DPS dealer. You want to see what kind of talent he or she requires, or what kind of talent level up materials he or she requires. You want to identify which days you actually get these talent level up materials. You want to get some condensed resin. You want to get them as more as you can. You want to keep your talents up so that you get the most out of your damage. That's and then number 3 is you want to do the Leyline Outcrops Blossom of Wealth that is related to Mora, the yellow ones or the golden ones, before you even hit AR 30 more often, if not daily. Alright? And you want to do the Leyline Outcrop, the Blossom of Revelation, which is related to Hero's Wit. After you hit AR 30, you'll be doing those a little bit more often. Before you hit AR 30, always do this one. Alright, you can do 1 or 2 times a week this one, the Revelation one, but it's highly advised that you do the Wealth one because you are going to be needing a lot of more in the future. Also, you do require some of these iconic drops that these bosses drops. For example, this Basalt Pillar, then the Geo Hypostasis drops, then this what does the Clarice's Mind drop? This Hoarforced Core, which is exclusive to the Fragile Resins vine. The Hurricane Seed, yes, it is Hurricane Seed that is exclusive to the Hypostasis, the Animal Hypostasis, and also the Lightning Prism that is exclusive to the Electro Hypostasis, and so on. These bosses have exclusive rewards that you're going to be needing, which is like sort of corresponding to the element of the character your main DPS dealer will be. My Razor is, we all know, Electro type, and the next time I'm going to be sending him, I'm going to be needing 20 of these, right? I'm going to be needing 20 of these. I'm going to be needing a shit ton of wolf hooks. I have to farm them, and I'm going to be needing the Amethyst Gemstone. This is like really hard to get. That's the amount of things I'll be needing, right? And he's a physical damage bonus guy, so he'll be happy if we give him anything that's physical damage bonus related. That's what you want to do. You want to understand what your team comp is. You have to understand what you have to upgrade is, and that's really good, easy to understand. And you want to understand what your character really wants, what you'll be happy with, and you only want to do those artifacts once you hit AR 40, or you can only do that. What is that called? The Bloodstained Chivalry and the Noble's Oblige. That's like the easy way to go if you want to do domains after you hit AR 40. Before you hit AR 40, it's actually not that suggested. So this is the gist of it. Also, one more thing, every time you max out an artifact, or like level up an artifact, when you use that leveled up artifact on a new artifact, you actually get 80 to 85% of the experience return. So that's actually why the entire video needs. So I hope you liked the video. please subscribe to the channel. Um, that actually really helps me a lot. I'm trying to improve a lot of things. I am an introvert, so it's kind of hard for me to, you know, give voiceovers. It took me like 3 hours to just prepare myself for these voiceovers, to prepare the script and shit. But still, I was like feeling, no, I don't want to do this. So it really helps me to do, you know, this. It really helps me to make these videos. Please subscribe, like it, share it if you want. It will help your friends and others if they're new to the game. And see you in the next one. Bye.